I'm fed in this bit, bro. And there been some things I've been looking at for a long time. To how the world really works. The things I said on, I guess you could say a street manner, a street way I say things because I'm so incorrect politically, mythologically. Politics ain't never myth, man. Politics. See, we are politically owned by the Western world of the global economy. But the global economy in the Western world, the politics of the Western world is not the Western world. These the people who control the Western world. This is what I be trying to tell y'all when I tell you that these people then took control of our sacred records, maps, and that's why I know they still got our shit, bro. Our ancient, everybody else see their ancient works, Africa and shit. But we got to dig for our shit. But we got some, I think all our shit was wrote on hemp paper for real. But we got records. The same way they went over there and put all that shit in the Library of Alexandria that belonged to those Egyptians over there. Our bloodline. We had records at home right here. It started right here in the west, on the Western Plateau that I always talk about. It started right here. And the records they took, they didn't burn them up. Our records is divided between the Vatican and Great Britain. And I used to stress all the time that all these people are the same people. They claim different ethnic groups for going into different regions further. They still in the same region, but they'll claim we're different from them, and this is our ethnic group. We're gonna be this, and we're gonna be y'all all the same people. Coming out there north. And now they'll tell you it's not a pure white race nowhere. No. Those British, English motherfuckers, they got some type of their mental capacity is to preserve their race. It's something mental about a person that know that if they go out and mix with the world, they will become extinct. So they flip the script and tell you, you are an endangered species. But in reality, they are the endangered species. See, I talked about this shit way back during Kanika case I was telling y'all when we started studying the Brexit. See, I always studied politics and governmental shit because I know this shit intertwined with what they want you to believe religiously. They tell you it's a separate, God and government is separate, but they swear themselves in on the Bible. It ain't separate, it's intertwined, and it's a dual reality that they try to put up, the black and white. The dual reality. Man, the Statue of Liberty, that torture, that torch is the divine people of the Western Plateau's torture. That's what I'm trying to show you. And it's been going on so long now till people really just don't give a fuck about this shit. But motherfuckers need to know their true history, bro. And maybe they'll move a little bit different, bro. No. I don't know what I'm trying to promote. All I know is my feelings hurt. In real life. That's all I can tell you. Y'all might not care about this shit, but I feel like the generation behind us need to know this shit to turn the myths back into true reality into the real truth. I come on here and say, man, them Europeans ain't never monkeys in the middle. I be talking my shit, but I'm really talking scientific facts. I'm really talking about how I perceive this world to be for real, bro. Because if you got indigenous people in certain areas, bro, you see this? This one of my notebooks. This some of my shit I had when I was in prison, bro. I showed y'all this shit when I got out. Native Japan, Australia, they sitting over here in this corner. They got hidden temples over there in this corner. You see what I'm saying? And then when I tilt this cross, this is the position that I'm trying to show you. The north, south really don't exist. We're really traveling east and west. And once you make the K9 line, you're going to create a north and a south, because the north is coming at this corner over here. The four corners of the world. God, the north is God. Those are Neanderthals, and they're traveling eastward. When you said a Norseman just pop up, where they pop up at? Where the Scandinavians and where do they pop up at? They want you to think they popping out on top of a globe or on the top of a pole up there. That ain't where they said it was at first. This is where they coming from, this corner of the earth over here. And these the people that politically owns this west over here. This is the west. Columbus traveled west from the Middle East through the northwest tip of Africa, down across the Atlantic into the west till he hit that island, bro. So this the Western Plateau, and we end up on every time I motherfucking go live, bro. I've been saying all morning long. This is the earth cross right here. But you got to tilt it. They tilted it. And the Ori means east. And all this is Asia over here. This is east versus west. Asia versus the Americas, bro. Deal with north and south later, because the north came down and took all the south shit. They said right on top of the northwest tip of Africa, which sits in the west, what I'm trying to show you. They said right on top of them and mixed and mingled with them Moors and went way past north. They had to come past the Sahara Desert first. All that shit was desert. The Egyptians came out the west and went across the Atlantic and did all that shit on that land over there. Irrigation, which started in Peru with the mochi, was turned into Moshe, which was parallel and mythologically told in a story in the Bible about a man named Moses. And that's what gave him the power over all that water. Splitting water, being raised from the water, being pulled from the water to draw water. He was drawn from the water. What did the mochi do? They draw water from the earth. They was the most successful people and had the most top-notch irrigation system known to the world. And that technology of agriculture started right over here in the West, bro. That's the parallel of Moses and Mochi. Water. You can't start a civilization on no land without no water, bro. That's the main thing you need is water. Being out the water, you need food. This will make you civil. This will make you civilized. This will give a whole lot of these people's cradle of civilization. I just been watching these people a long time, bro. And as long as you floating on that globe and using their words, you ain't gonna never be able to see the entire picture, the East. When I tell you, we was talking about Brexit way back in the day. We was talking about the Brexit. I said, why would they got that? That's when I started figuring out all white people ain't just white people. Europeans and Englishes means is not. They ain't totally the same people. See, this is where the Asian persuasion comes into play. These Arabs that's coming down off into Egypt, them Arabs and Muslims and all that shit they claim to be, all them motherfuckers are Europeans, bro. Ain't no European. The whole European shit is a whole motherfucking myth because it ain't no such thing as no fucking Europe. That whole continent is Asia. When them Northmen, they come up out of there, that's why they made the split with the Jews, the Khazars, Kazakhstan, Turkey. That's why Noah's Ark landed up right up under the bottom of Turkey. It landed up on Mount Ararat. Because here they come. They piggybacking off their babies. Who? Those British. Those the pure white, them the Neanderthals, them the ones that believe in fucking goats and all kind of shit, born with tails, all that shit. And they slowly migrated east and met up in the middle. And when they meet up in the middle, what they gonna do? They having sex with these motherfucking Orientals. They mixing and mingling with these Orientals. The North mixing and mingling with the East. But as you see it, we up under them. No, it's over there. They ain't no damn globe where they on top of our heads and we got to get on a boat and travel up to go see these bitches. That ain't how it work, but that's how they got your mind fucked up. Mythologically. The globe is a mythological, political motherfucking tool. Don't try and show you. Belgium is the head of the European Union. This is the headquarters. They used to have a secret location and all this old shit. Belgium, the one went down there and took all that shit out, or went over there and took all that shit out of Africa. The Congos belong to them. Leopold. Killing all them African people. They ain't enslaved. They went through there and slaughterhouse their ass. They ain't enslaved them. They ain't go to African enslaved shit. When you see the story about roots and all that shit, they ain't in Africa doing that shit. They over here doing that shit. They over here in the West doing that shit to the true holy people, bro. To the truly divine people of agriculture who civilized these, who tried to civilize these people. They have no intention on them being civilized. The Statue of Liberty, that torch is faced outward, back towards Asia and all that shit out there. Let them know we got them, come this way. Bring your torches with you, because we're going to torture these hoes forever. And I feel like I've been tortured my whole life. I ain't never seen no freedom, no liberty, no justice. I ain't never seen none of this shit. You might think you seen it because you don't absorb pain the same way I absorb pain. See, I can feel my ancestors' pain, bro. And I ain't got to go back to the ancestors. I can feel my grandma's pain, bro. I can feel my pain, bro. My pain ain't much as deep as theirs, but I done seen them white sheets, bro. I witnessed them white sheets hit my streets, bro. Burning crosses on them, nigga, and shit. Niggas being found fucked up. We've been tortured so long that we don't even know we tortured, bro. We the result of some real inhumane shit. And they feed you just enough to make you comfortable enough just so, you just get along and keep on selling us, giving us the resources we want, bro. That's real life shit. This shit here real life. I don't know. And when we was talking, we're gonna get to the Brexit shit. Because I was on that shit back then. Because it bothered me. I said, what the fuck is a Brexit? Oh, it's an exit. It's the British exiting and distinguishing themselves to be not a part of the EU no more, the European Union. What union? These folks that mythologically made them a continent And this is why we telling you the North and the East, they in cahoots, and they babies is the monkey in the middle with the age of persuasion. They can come down through the middle of the Atlantic, go in any direction they want to go, and claim any ethnicity they want to. These bitches even claim they got African now. And y'all go for it. We learned about recessive and dominant genes a long time ago. And the things that you learn and know to be truthful, they make you wash that away. They washing that shit away. Ain't no way in the fuck these bitches got African blood in them, bro. Because the African gene is going to dominate the offspring of these children, bro. You're not going to be able to make the African gene be the recessive gene and not show in the offspring. See, it don't happen like that. And that's one thing them British know. They mix with the little Turkish and got the Turkish little shit up in their castle, but guess what? They know they got to commit incest forever for their existence, bro. They got it out. They said we Brexit, we going over here and do our own thing. They don't even want you to know Canada is their home. They come from the north. I just showed you where they come from. They come from the north. Bigfoot, Neanderthal, hooves on all fours, born with tails, pure white. Yeah, it is a pure white race. They say it ain't now. They still though. And they still trying to preserve their race. And they show it sometimes. Even during the Kanika case when they girl from Illinois went over there and got extracted all her melanin looking white as she can be. But when got time for her to have them children, you see that queen kicked her ass up out of there and her son too. You don't get the fuck up out of here. That little nigga will never hold a throne in here. They ain't like Princess Diana, and she was pure. And me being the type nigga I am, I ain't ashamed to say that I think her heart was pure. She ain't like the things that she was saying. Matter of fact, her daddy came out and said some things about them motherfuckers that raised my eyebrows. He called them blood-sucking, blood-drinking Draculas. That's what his dad said. That's what Princess Diana's daddy said about these motherfuckers. She wasn't willing to get down with all the traditions and rituals and all that bullshit and what they were doing with babies over there. Y'all think these motherfuckers stop eating babies. Y'all think the blood sacrifice is just some Illuminati rap shit. Like this shit ain't real. This shit real life, my nigga. Dividing the globe right down the middle, culturally, though the West became a political hub, a political club centered around Europe and its historical colonies. How they take over the Western world? You know they came in slavery. It's simple, but I'm just showing you how culturally they took your culture, nigga. And as they did that, they drained your shit for the resources, but they were selling them to the East. Japan playing both sides up the middle, just like I'm telling you. That'll 9 straight sit right up. I keep saying up, it sit right over north. And then they tilt it. So what it becomes? Northeast. It becomes northeast. The east becomes the east. Northeast becomes the east. The east becomes the east. North becomes northeast. And then the true north becomes northwest. Canada become Northwest now becomes part of North America and the North. See what I'm saying? That ain't how it work. We're the West. The western corner is the West, and Antarctica sits right behind us. That's the western ice. They draining resources out of Antarctica, and that ice belongs to the Western Plateau. They done took everything from us. They done took everything, and it's torture. And we continue to be tortured because we are indentured service, and we're involved in a covenant that we can't get out of until we let them know we got common sense to know who we are as a people and what resources we have that belongs to us. The world is feeding off our resources, bro. This our land. But you know, that's just how I see it, man. There's two sides to this world, the east side and the west side. And when you split them in half, you create north and south. The east side gonna produce the south. The west side gonna produce the north. On a globe, you look at it as the north sitting on top of the west. But it ain't on top. It's across those falls, those Canadian falls, where those northerners originate at. Those are the mountains and shit they come out of as they migrate to the east. My brother, to the east. When they get in that middle, they get a little Asian persuasion from the Oriental, some of that yellow Gonda, some of that yellow shit on. And as they come in, they can play the Arab, they can play the Muslim, they can play whatever role they want to, whatever they want to be. They the little monkey in the middle that run shit. And they ain't got shit. That's how you know they in cahoots, because they went and claimed a part of Asia. Ain't no Europe. Motherfuck a European is what I'm saying today, because you don't exist. Wasn't no fucking Europe. I remember when I was in school, man, when I was a youngster, man, I used to hear the motherfuckers older than me saying, how the fuck Europe become a continent? I used to be wondering why they asked that question. All the continents supposed to start with A. How the fuck Europe become a goddamn continent? Who the fuck is Europe? What European countries? What is all this shit? All that shit is based from the north and a mixture of the east in it. How the fuck you wouldn't have took some land out of Asia and made them like it? Because y'all had a plan for world dominance from the beginning. Y'all seen the power and the divineness in a people. And y'all wanted to claim that divineness. And y'all want to be the world power and dominate the world. The world ain't about dominance, man. That ain't what the world supposed to be about under the God of nature. But the God they created, the God of war, this is what it's all about, bro. And our position in this shit is to always be the ones who be tortured by that fake ass liberty torch. That torch is torture for you. Ain't no liberty and freedom in that shit. You got to be granted liberty. Ask the motherfuckers in the Navy when they pull up to the dock, can they come up off their ship before they're granted a little bit of liberty? Yeah, you got liberty to go out there and fuck some bitches and get drunk and then make sure you report back and get on duty and get on your job to fight for our dominance in this world. Yeah, we're going to create these militaries everywhere we go. We're going to dominate the world. And right now today, you think the United States of America got the most powerful militaries it is, who they own by. The same one to give you torture. We ain't stood up for our shit. This ain't not our military. These the same people who came and conquered and fucked us over. Nigga can't even read and write for 400 motherfucking years. and you think you got the big picture. Shit, it says me for real. I just be thumbing through this shit and get on this motherfucker. This my therapeutic session to keep me insane within this global world that I'm enslaved into. But I'm mentally correct in knowing that all this shit around me has been put together mythologically. Historically, yes, Western nations gained massive financial stability and wealth by extracting resources from the Americas, the geographic West. The geographic West, what I'm trying to tell you. The Western Plateau, that's the Western Plateau I'm claiming. Geographically, I'm claiming my land and claiming my corner of the earth. Chief cut the motherfucking coat in the building. And trading those goods along with manufactured products to market in the East and across the globe. This economic power solidified their dominant position in the political realm. Man, we ain't on no politics, nigga. We on feeding the earth, feeding our people, feeding all the animals on this bitch, sustaining the earth and sustaining life from the sun as we should. That's what we on. And we placed it in the constellations. They took that and fucked it up. That's how we catch them. But some of you niggas ain't catching it. A lot of you niggas ain't catching it. Ain't none of you niggas catching it. Man, shout out to my nigga, goddamn. We know the truth now, man. That man deserve a real salute for the work he putting in and showing. I'm learning all kind of shit from him. On that same paper I'm showing you, where I showed you the direction, I'm doing that in prison. I'm in tune with the answers. Some of the shit I ain't even writing, the answers are writing through me. And some of the things they wrote, I hear this man come out of the mouth. I don't even know what the fuck this shit is. And I come right out of prison, this man saying words that I got wrote on paper that I don't even understand. He's saying it out of his mouth. That's why I know I'm in the right spot when I go and listen to him. And I met him he met him right there where I was standing at on that NASCAR plate. What I was talking about yesterday, them fake ass tectonic plates. If it is a NASCAR plate, bitch, it belong to me till I figure this shit out. Until I figure this motherfucking shit out. Historically, yes. See, I'm asking questions. He answered my questions. Yes. The Western nations gain. What Western nations they talk about? European nations. The Europeans say they the West. How the fuck you gonna be the West all the way over there in the motherfucking Middle East, in the North, and you are Northern, and you in the Middle East, you Northeast. How the fuck is you the West? Politically, mythologically. Because the continent, the word Europe was derived from a white bull, and she supposed to be who? They got their language from who? The Phoenicians. The white bull is a Phoenician priest, a Phoenician prince. And this so-called god Zeus get the white bull and bring it in the same way Rome got their name. Through Remus and Romulus. Two more little niggas that ain't got no mama and shit. They got the ones that you see suckling and sucking wolf titties and shit. One jumped over a wall, was killed because one of their brothers came, they would store all over again. Then that's how Rome got his name. A European country. When you talk about European countries, the main ones you know about is Spain, the ones right there close, right over the northwest tip, right there where they try to create that North Pole at, right where they try to say polarity, right there in that same motherfucking location. These the motherfuckers who conquered the West, bro. And they got authority from who? From that dragon over there in the East. I keep showing y'all the same shit. Historically, yes. Western nations, what Western nations they talking about? Gain massive financial stability and wealth by extracting resources. That's why I know these motherfuckers got our paperwork. In Rome, Italy, the Vatican, they got our paperwork and they split it up between Britain and the Vatican. When they say the church had a split, they got our documents, bro. The same way Alexander the Great went over there and got them documents from our sisters and brothers over there in so-called Egypt. That's our bloodline too. Them original Egyptians that went in there with them irrigation systems is our bloodline. You see our culture. By extracting resources from the Americas, the real geographic West, the Western Plateau. Y'all ain't gonna end up though. And trading these goods along with manufactured products to make what it said to markets in the East and across the globe. This economic power solidified their dominant position in the mythological political realm. Oh, this shit fake, bro. They gain power with their lives, bro. Yes, they did. Silver mine from the Americas in the 16th and 18th century became the global currency used by Chinese silk. What? Tea? Huh? Porcelain, furs from Canada. Huh? Them Canadians are British people. They try to make it seem like they just North Americans and shit. No, motherfucker, y'all can't come across that beach line. Northwest mean no whites, no whites, no white, no whites, no why. Noah, yeah, tell your Noah story over there. Stay over there with that Noah story. You stay up or don't come down across this line. Don't come over across this line because y'all full of shit. Go from Canada all the way over to Canaan now with that on that beach line. Now. That's a beach line. Don't come across that line. No wise, yeah. Racist than a bitch over this hole. I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. I can't get down with my oppressor, bro. I've been this way since I was a kid, bro. To know the difference between real and fake. When I got the fake smile in the motherfucker face, just to show respect. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I give a fuck how you doing. Stay the fuck out of my way. Can you leave me a tip? Stay out of Dallas. That's the same tip I got for myself. Stay out of Dog Dallas, because I know you catch me out of bounds, I'm fucked up. So I got to serve you the same way. I hate that talk my chair and that shit, but that's how that was my thought process. Cause I knew y'all some fucked up motherfuckers, bro. Y'all won't let the truth come out now. To my mainstream and record it. I'm talking about the real shit. Canada and goods from the West also flooded into Asian markets through global trade routes. This was the trade routes, but the trade routes wasn't trade routes. These were sharing routes. These was the routes of us navigating to that star on the 33rd parallel and going and bring civilized cultural civilizations to you, motherfucker, bringing culture to you. That wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough. You want to trade places with a nigga. You want to torture a nigga and keep it, and you know, as long as you torture him, his resources belong to you forever. That's dominance. When I can dominate a whole corner of the earth, he's dominating the whole corner of the Western Plateau, which have all the divine resources in abundance. If I can dominate that, I can dominate the world. Because them people don't even understand that they are dominators. But they don't act like it. They super soulful and friendly with this shit. But you know, we can turn that shit into this and make products and do this and do that and then sell their own shit back to the motherfuckers who came and stole the shit from them, don't understand what they doing. They just getting this shit and taking it to them. Taking it to the East, and then the East feed it back. as the leaders of technology. And then everything you motherfucking listen to is a scientific fact from a motherfucker who is selling your own shit back to you. This shit crazy. Shit crazy. Geographically, several devastating factors strip indigenous Americans of control of their resources. I know y'all niggas don't get no fuck. East-west versus north-south axis. Europe and Asia share an east-west continental axis, meaning they share similar climates, though allow technologies, ideas, and agricultural crops to spread rapidly across thousands of miles. The Americas have a north-south axis, meaning civilizations were separated by radical different climate zones, making trade, communications, and unified defense much harder. Man, in a nutshell, one no fucking Europe. Let's go. Europe ain't got no motherfucking continent. That continent is Asia. That's why they got to call it Eurasia. Where Europe at? Look where Europe? Where's Europe? Where the fuck Europe at? Oh, you talking about that little piece of land that they try to call themselves taking ownership of that sits in Asia? That sits over there with the Ori in the east? But these motherfuckers are northerners with a little Asian persuasion. These motherfuckers even claim bloodline to Africa so they won't be ridiculed percent in their ass. They got to hold on to the fake Pangea shit that we was all together at one time. They got to hold on to that shit so they can claim their African descendancy. They goddamn claim them Congos down there where they getting that rubber industry, them Yokohama ties, them Goodyear ties to the Belgium, them Yokohama ties to the goddamn Orient over there. The rubber industry. That's just one resource. That's just the rubber. I'm just saying. So genetically, they got to claim to have some African blood in there and be descendants. They got to claim to be descendants from Africa. They got to claim Pangea. They don't want to. They don't want to say they got no nigga or no African blood in them. But they got to do that so they won't be ridiculed or this shit be taken away from them by way of torture, enslavement, robbery. Because that's what the fuck. And you ain't got none of these people blood in you, nigga. Mr. Belgium, Mr. European Union, Mr. motherfucking mythological, political, motherfucking fake continent having ass. It's just milk into reality. They done brought this shit in. You believe in them so much that you done made their fake shit be reality. Ain't no fucking Europe, bro. The continent is Asia, and the fight is Asia against the Americas. That's why Russia is always going to side with China. They sit on the same motherfucking landmass. And Japan playing both sides of the middle, just like I'm showing y'all. Geographically isolated in isolation and disease because the Americas were geographically isolated from the old world. What old world? How the fuck we not the old world? How the fuck America separated from the old world when we are the old world? The Greeks said the word paleo mean the old motherfuckers. Y'all bitches is speaking Paleo Hebrew, a language that started in the Americas with the real Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, whatever you think we is, the real indigenous people who built this goddamn mound, and that mound shit came straight from over there with agriculture over there on the northwest tip of Peru, where Chief Cut the Coke stood till you can really try to explain this shit. But you niggas ain't gonna listen. How the fuck is we isolated from the whole world? Oh, your old world? We been here. We ain't just pop up, motherfucker. We been here. Huh? So check my rap sheet. Fuck your rap beef. I'm known to let this thing fly up out the back seat. The fuck you mean? We are the old world. And we proving it every motherfucking day. Because we was isolated from the old world for millennia. Indigenous populations had no immunity to European diseases like smallpox. They came in and put the germs on us. With all these medicines and shit we got over here in this rainforest and all the shit that we've been doing in this world successfully, goddamn, bringing you motherfuckers food and agriculture in your land, irrigating your land, and now you just come in and all of a sudden, when you pull up, now you got to give us shots and you feed us all your pharmaceuticals that you done stole from over here. Now you got to feed my medicine back to me. Man, y'all niggas better stop. Eighty to 90% of the native population shortly after contact collapsed in political and military structures before resistance could be fully organized. Anyway, y'all see what I'm saying. I'm just getting off. I'm just popping my shit. Bad. This the West. And you see that paper? That paper be held up in your face. You got to look down. You're looking from a top view. The West, the East, that's the fight. Asia, Americas, that's the fight. Asia, desert, bullshit, Orientals, West, indigenous, melanated, abundance, agriculture, soulfulness, technology. But now all that is over there. Constellation, astronomically, got the mounds lined up with the stars already in old times. Nigga, we the old world. The fuck they talking about? The Greeks said paleo means motherfucking the old shit. That's why it's called Paleo-Hebrew. Because it's the old shit and it came from over here and went to Egypt. That's why Moses speak Paleo-Hebrew. That's why the whole world speak our language. They didn't want to call me. How can I be anti-Semitic towards a language I invented? You want me to be anti-Semitic, not linguistically, but you want me to be humanly anti-Semitic towards your religions and shit that you done created upon my linguistic, nigga. How can I be I'm anti-Semitic towards a fake-ass Jew who perpetrate? Yeah. But how can I be anti-Semitic to a language that came from me? Sounds stupid as hell. Are you anti-Semitic, bitch? The fuck is you saying? NATO primary official headquarters is not a secret, but is located in Brussels, Belgium, along Boulevard Leopold III. Leopold killed all them Africans, I just told you. However, during the Cold War, NATO operated a highly classified secret underground headquarters inside the Kannenberg caves near, well, the fuck that shit say, Maastricht, Netherlands, which has since been the Netherlands. So they're gonna do that's another story. Which has since been decommissioned and open for public tours. Tours of how these motherfucking fuck a nigga over. During the colonization of Africa, the absolute top name from Belgium was King Leopold II. Unlike other European colonies owned by nations, Leopold II claimed a massive swath of Central Africa, the Congo Free State, as his own private personal property from 1885 to 1900. Nigga went in and just claimed that shit. Oh, and I'm trying to say that's the north going into the south. Africa is the south. That's what I'm showing y'all. Until you get into politics with them and they start putting all these politics into play. That's how these motherfucking British and shit and this European Union, these British and shit on the Western Plateau. And you enslaved forever and don't even understand you're a part of a covenant that you should have never pledged your allegiance to, bro. And you got to unplug. You got to unplug. I'm trying to tell you what's going on. Joseph Conrad, Heart of the Darkness. I'm just gonna keep going through this shit. It's about my time. It's about my time. Geographically and historically, an Englishman is a European. What? As England is a island nation located within the continent of Europe. What continent of Europe? You talking about Asia? However, many people draw a distinction between the two because, what does it say? British culture has long maintained a sense of separation from the continent, mainland Europe, due to its no, it ain't. It's due to they want to keep their bloodline pure. Don't do that, Tiger. Don't do that. It's due because they want to keep their bloodline pure. And they show you that. They just kick that little girl up out that bitch. Her son and everything. Get the fuck out of here. Your sons will never hold a throne. You fucking up. Your children will never be a part of this dynasty. You can't. You done fucked up. The cultural distinction is highlighted politically when the UK officially left the European Union. Brexit. There it is. Bam. And I say, goddamn, this is a dope jam. But let's define the term called dope. Do you think it mean funky now? Nope. They wanted that dope. The medicine. They coming for that coke. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. And they got the authority from the motherfucker who owned Asia, which is the original Asian, is the East Oriental, which the Russian North and ran up on that continent and they settled up in that bitch and now they up in that bitch. Russia and China is goddamn the same entity, might as well be. And the only thing they do is fight off influence from the West. They don't want no influence from the West because the West want to dominate on some one world shit. They really want to do it up under the United States. They gave United States a sense of power, like they was a one world motherfucking dominant power and shit. But they really up under the guise of Israel by a Jew who had the authority was given by this Ori. All these niggas in a covenant with Japan, bro. This is what I'm showing you. This is why Solomon Temple found in Japan, bro. Japan been the corporate behind all this shit. I can trace them back to 6,000 years of being over here fucking with our shit. And they megaliths and all these structures over there was built by niggas from over here. Same height and everything. I tell you how the fuck they get a building like that. This before I found out about Solomon Temple, this before I went to press it, man, our technology end up over there with them motherfuckers over there, bro. Then he hide all behind Australia. Australia supposed to be all up under the bottom of the globe somewhere. The fuck is sitting out here, south over here with you? I sitting over here when I said south, that mean outer ring. All those little lands on the United Nations maps. I'm gonna figure out what them fucking lands is, bro. I told him I'm gonna figure out what these little lands over here. This is why our technology eased off into over here. That's why I got NATO on that paper. I said NATO got a secret temple over here where they learning how to motherfucking do this shit. Cause they over here building structures. They ain't got no building know how to build, bro. And I understood that. I said we got some lasers and shit over there. Yeah, that lightsaber, Star Wars, the laser. Yeah, we got some laser shit over here. Cause we weren't just rubbing no sand on those stones and getting precise. Nah, man, fuck all that. We had technology. And we know how to use graphite to levitate stone, 10, 15, 30 ton stones and levitate them bitches to place them in the position we want them in as we stack these motherfuckers and build these humongous ass pyramids on our land. They come right in here with their machinery tearing them holes down. tearing the goddamn pyramids, we tearing our structures down, let a jungle build up over the rest of this shit and try to hide this shit and thought they were gonna keep on sending a nigga over there, Africa, to dig over there to try to find the truth about the original life and how God worked and all that shit. We gonna keep going over there digging away. You wanna hide somehow to right up under their nose. That's why they had to do you the worst, nigga. They had to make you believe. They had to make you believe, nigga, you on your own land. You ain't never went nowhere. When you went somewhere, you never get it to go share and go. You wasn't going to trade shit. Trade what? You got everything. Abundance mean you got what you need. You ain't got to trade shit. You going to goddamn civilize the world. And they weren't going to stop till they came in and got the keys to the West with their torch. The torch mean torture, my nigga. The torch mean torture, my nigga. There we go. That's how it sit, bro. East, west, north, south. That's how this shit sit, bro. That's how this shit sit, bro. And them northerners mixed with that Ori become European nations. We become European, sit right over the northwest tip. Morocco, all that shit, Africa. That's where the European countries are starting to establish themselves. But all the rest of that shit is Asia, bro. Here comes Zeus. Go, you know where Zeus went and got it from? From what they call that shit, Levant. Up there in that temple, I'm gonna go up in that. I'm gonna go up in that synagogue up in there after a while. I just don't feel like fucking with it right now. But I'm gonna go up in that motherfucking synagogue that sit in the northern part of motherfucking so-called Israel. I'm gonna go up in that synagogue. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna find in that bitch. See, that's where motherfucking Zeus supposed to grab your Europa. When I seen Europa on that goddamn map, I said, what the fuck is Europa? That must mean Europe. When I first started studying maps and shit. So this is for, well, I'm finna show you. This is a Phoenician princess. Huh? That's us. Oh, so you can grab one of our chicks, huh? That's how you grab a hold to our language. And you already said the Phoenicians are the motherfucking gods of navigation. They navigating these highways. They riding on 25s and 26s and offsetting and shit. Beating the subs down the water, nigga. And they connected to who? We ain't got to say. Back down off in Sidon, off in Mississippi. By way of Creek. Shout out to Miss Merriweather. Boy, don't you never, ever, ever let these people talk you out of make you forget about Creek. Because that's the first time your people gonna meet them Greeks. Don't you never, ever do that, boy. She meant that. Substitute teacher. Miss Merriweather wasn't no joke, boy. Love me, Merriweather. Don't you never let these people make you forget about Creek. They done tried to hide and disguise this shit for too long. Yes, many Canadians have British ancestry. I know the Canadians, though, where they come from. They migrated over to the fucking East, set up shop. That's the unification of the people who's going to dominate the Western Plateau for all the resources they can until they can enslave the Holy Land, nigga. Then they don't know how to do what the fuck we doing, so they don't let you come on in there and work and do what you gotta do and show us all that shit. We still finna eat your bitch ass up. We still don't be satisfied, cause the East over here paying for all this shit. We taking this shit far east as we can from your bitch ass. And then we gonna come back and murder and mollyhop your ass for the whole thing. The plants we can't goddamn get to grow over here, bitch, we coming to take the whole land. We gonna grow them over there and sit up on your shit and just drain your ass for everything you worth, bitch. Yes, many Canadians have British ancestry. Millions of Canadians can trace their heritage directly to English, Scottish, and Irish settlers who immigrated during the colonial era and the generations that follow. Because that's who the fuck they is. The North. The European come from the mixture. They want an African to be a part of it. If the African was part of the mixture, bitch, y'all hoes be looking African. Ain't no fucking European, goddamn British genes gonna dominate an African, bro. Fuck out of here, man. To my real shit. You are absolutely right. The ancient population met and intermarried. What that shit said? Intermarried across the massive shared landmass of Eurasia. Historically, waves of migration from the east, including people from the Eurasian steppe, moved westward into Europe over thousands of years, deeply shaping the genetics of modern Europeans. Human history is the story of exactly that kind of mixing. But I got to say it in a certain way for this bitch to understand and say what I got to say it in a certain way for y'all to understand what the fuck I'm saying. The torch represents enlightenment. The torch represents enlightenment and the path to freedom. We ain't got it yet. It ain't freedom for you. It's the freedom for all these motherfucking foreigners coming over into your land and getting these little stores and getting these little gas stations and owning all this shit on your land. It's freedom for them. They the ones need to be free. They the ones ain't got shit. They want to come to the divine land. That's why there's a land of the free. You want to be free, take your ass over there and never let them bitches know who they is and set up shop. There's freedom. The United States is freedom for them. No foreigners will come over here and take over your shit. And you sitting right here and don't know how to start a business and get your shit off the ground. Ain't gonna be ridiculed and fucked up every way you try to goddamn get ahead in life. That's Bill Cosby. Give a fuck about you. You get it, they gonna get it back. They don't give a fuck. The torch represents what? Symbolizes liberty and enlightenment. The world shedding light on the way of liberty and reason. That's the same torch they got down there with that goat. The Baphomet. They'll show you sculptures of they running their dick up in their goat. And all you niggas want to be Masonic Masons and go ride a goat. Just know that you symbolically fucking that goat when you go over there and go over for that shit. Fuck you talking about. Historic analysis support the perspective, the symbol of the torch and the broader concept of Western civilization expanded across Americas. How is shit gonna expand across the America? We the Western civilization. So now them motherfuckers is Western civilization. Because we don't supposed to be thought about, but this the Western plateau geographically. So it's two Westerns. It's the Western that politically controls the West and the geographic West, the true corner of the earth. This true corner of the earth is the Western plateau, what I'm trying to tell you. Expanded across the Americas carries a profoundly dark history for indigenous nations, while promoted as, they go to duality, as promoted as a beacon of liberty. The expansion manifests as systematic genocide, forced displacement. Displacement? Now we don't know them our folks. We don't know Phoenician our folks now. Culture convergence there. And the aggression attracted of land and resources, the wealth generated from native territories directly fuel global trade and the growth of empires, turning a symbol of freedom into a marker of conquest and profound loss for the continent's original people. I said, I said, That's why the torch turned that way. That's why she faced that way. To show them the light, come this way. I'm the light. I'm the truth, the way, and the light. Come this way to the divine land over here where they got all these apples and oranges and shit at over here. Yeah, these the motherfuckers we got enslaved to become free. Because our freedom lies within them. Because we could never be who they are. Because they are truly divine people. And they are truly people of nature. They ain't got to do shit but wake up. Because they got it in abundance. And we got to get it. By all means necessary, we got to get it. And we got to keep control of it. So to keep control of it, we can never let these people know once we brainwash them and get them to believe in us. We can never let them know the truth. Because if they rise up, that little corner of the earth is going to rise back up and dominate the world again. And I don't think they're going to slip this time. Because we caught them slipping with their drawers down 3-4 times. And if we ever get back in power, my nigga, you got to teach your children don't slip. You got to teach your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandbabies not to slip. So how you do that? How do you teach your motherfucking great-great-great-grand not to slip if you're not going to be here? You got to break the curse and the yokes. You got to teach your children the truth. Not just your children biologically. The youth, you got to teach them the truth and why they're in displacement on their own land in this world, bro. So you can go to rest. You can go to bed. When I say go to bed, I mean go to death. So you can go to rest, comfortable, knowing you left the truth here. And you can go to sleep with your hope. Put your hope in your bloodline to wake the fuck up and rise up and stand up and be the gods they supposed to be against the natural enemy of our people, of our divine people, my nigga. Devil Tiger be on, my nigga. Though my soul be on, my nigga, to change. I don't want to live to see it. I just want to be a pivot, like the stars pivot. Like the stars pivoting around a magnetic pole. They even call this the system how they got it, bipolar, two polar. They call that governmental system polar. Real shit. They done based all this shit, their government politics and all this shit on pole shit. I wish I done took too many screenshots. I probably ain't got it in. Geographically and historically, English and European is not the same. These are the fascinating. Look at this shit. This is a fascinating perspective in Greek mythology. Europe was actually the Phoenician princess. Europe was who? So it wasn't no Europe. And they named the bull Europa. And Europa, the white bull, was actually, in reality, a Phoenician princess. What the fuck? You telling me these people that politically and mythologically made themselves a reality to you, and you don't see the fuck shit? Ain't no fucking Europe. That's Asia, man. Asia against the Americas. And they using their little monkey in the middle ass babies to come on push in this bitch to put down and bring the resources home to daddy Japan. Bring the resources home. That's why you got a Solomon Temple over there. Y'all ain't made sense yet. This is a fascinating perspective in Greek mythology. Europa, not Europe, Europa. One no Europe. Europa was actually the Phoenician princess who was abducted. Burp. Hold up, I got a goddamn warning on my phone. Someone has been abducted around this bitch. Child abducted. 5 years old, last seen, tag number, gray car, gray Chevrolet, alert, Amber alert. Fuck you talking about abducted? The fuck you talking about? But y'all made this shit be all right, though. Then it's MILF. Is it MILF? Did this bitch abduct the motherfucking Phoenician princess? A princess from my bloodline? From my linguistics, from my Paleo-Hebrew language, they trying to hide and act like it's their Semitic shit. Y'all tripping. Abducted by Zeus. You talking about Zeus, the nigga look just like Jesus? You talking about this nigga here? And he disguised himself as a white bull, rather than being the bull herself. However, your point stands that many political names and boundaries are deeply rooted in foundational myths and stories rather than objective physical realities. I know it, bitch ass nigga. That's why I talk to you. And that's why when I talk to you, that's why I be screenshotting like a motherfucker. So I can come show some of these niggas I am. This is a fascinating perspective. In Greek mythology, Europa was actually the Phoenician princess. Where Phoenicians come from? That them boys that met over there was trading off in Crete there, bringing the copper over to Levant there, showing you how to irrigate your land there. Showed you the first alphabet in the Phoenician alphabet, and then you try to say it's another alphabet, but it was made off the Phoenician and Canaanite alphabet, but you try to say it's the first alphabet of the world, man. Bitch, you got this shit from Phoenician. And that's why when you trying to transliterate and trying to translate the writings that you wrote, that you said Moses wrote, that's why when you trying to translate it, it's written in Paleo-Hebrew. Because those Egyptians were Paleo-Hebrews. They were not Africans. Because those Egyptians came from a culture where they knew how to irrigate water and agriculture and cultivate lands and make a bitch-ass desert fertile enough to feed your empires over there. And y'all was warring against them people for these motherfucking crops. Niggas been had to beat y'all ass up out the goddamn cornfield forever. Instead of you goddamn instead of you letting us show you how to goddamn grow your own corn, you rather keep warring and eating the corn and eating niggas, fucking babies and eating babies, fucking men and women, raping them. You know what, man, y'all bitches, man, I never goddamn listen to none y'all say ever again in my motherfucking life, bro. I'd never be able to do it, bro. So you abducted the Phoenician princess. Amber alert. Kidnapped, abducted. You abducted her. And then came back in the spot he landed in. They started naming that spot there Europe. And that's how Europe become a continent, huh? Ain't no continent of Europe, nigga. A continent when I was coming up was a goddamn large landmass surrounded by a body of water. That's the first definition I learned. I ain't no dummy. That's the first definition of a continent I was taught until they changed it up. Why they changed it up? Cause this bitch ass shit right here. And a lie got to keep on changing and keep on lying and keep on lying cause this shit right here. In real life. Exactly. Politics runs on shared narratives, origin stories, and idolized visions that unite communities and justify power. Now your power is justified because y'all united in the lie. They just need to be powerful enough to shape collective identity and drive political action. So all they got to do is march on it. With Pacific political myths era are you? Hey, look here, man. I ain't looking at no Pacific era. I just need you to say that. I just need you to say that so I can present that. The Statue of Liberty faces southeast, looking outward, looking out towards the Atlantic Ocean and Europe. Face that bitch back towards home. Instead of facing inward towards the United States, she is positioned to welcome arriving ships, immigrants, and travelers while symbolically radiating the light of liberty outward to the rest of the world. This the liberty over here, y'all. We finally getting up in this bitch. Come on. They'll never know. We're going to drain them forever. We're going to get over here. We're going to hide their history. We're going to build companies called like Vulcan Material. We're going to go to the highlands and start beating they motherfucking pyramids and structures down and crumble them into goddamn little stone rocks and shit And then eventually we gonna invent some shit called concrete. We just gonna keep on keeping on with it. We don't do that. We gonna go up in that bitch and bury and sit up in they shit like it's our shit. We'll worry about them finding out years later. We're gonna beat their ass for 400 years, make sure they don't know shit. Now they gotta figure this shit out, because we're gonna tell their ass they came across the Atlantic from Africa. You know what we're gonna tell them? Yeah, we're gonna be in cahoots, y'all. And you Africans too, y'all got to goddamn get down too, because bitch, you know, y'all already know what we'll do to y'all. We already took your shit. You don't want no parts of this. And now you got motherfucking niggas over there that's bloodline that think they African. I look at them every day. These bitches goddamn so much goddamn Hebrew in they motherfucking ass, but they think they African. Brainwash. Bitch, look in the mirror. You don't look like no nappy head, big forehead, skull head, tight head ass motherfucking narrow cheekbone, narrow nose. You ain't no motherfucking African nigga. And you go over here and got an attitude towards a real nigga that you got real nigga blood in you, nigga. You can't look in the mirror and tell you me and I'm you, nigga. These niggas who think they African now ain't much African. These niggas motherfucking Egyptian. These niggas motherfucking Hebrew. I studied phenotypes. I took myself through this shit to learn this shit, man. Real life. Now you facing our, when we gonna get our liberty? I don't need no liberty. Ain't no price on freedom. See, you can't grant me freedom, nigga. I'm already free. See, cause I got the mental shackles off, and I'm a die by man, so I'm already free. But I ain't got to die back because you took it all. So now I just try to survive by goddamn being an indentured server in the cotton picking nigga that I am by hitting these clocks. When you supposed to be saying, bitch, we ain't finna hit no clock and make this shit crumble. Because you are the motherfucking resource that they can go ahead and keep on rolling over their debt. That's why Japan is connected to the West, because it got annuities and shit over here. The treasuries, security treasuries and all that shit, trillion dollars of it belong to goddamn Japan. So now they can deploy American troops to where the fuck they want to in position and act like they really is a stronghold that fuck with you. But they don't fuck with you. They look just like North Koreans and motherfucking Chinese. They all Oriental, nigga. They been a plot the whole time, Asia against the Americas. They want what you had, now they got it. Y'all niggas crazy as the fuck. I just showed you goddamn, they got goddamn over 50, 60,000 motherfuckers sent over in military bases in Japan. And in your mind, you be like, goddamn, we want to be putting down or whatever. We got military bases on their side of the world, but we got these whole lockdown, and you got there start studying this shit. You understand, these folk on your ass. So just like the British had the motherfucking Brexit from the European Union, but they had to pay their debt. So that's why they got them. Remember I was telling y'all about, some of y'all might be still out there when I was telling y'all about them console bonds that they cashed out on up under the reign of Obama, up under the Brexit. So they had to cash out on those consolidated bonds to pay their debt to be independent from the union. They ain't just walked away. So what the fuck the United States of America gonna do when motherfuckers said, man, it's time to pay the piper? When they change the economy, why you think they run the economy? Only thing the United States can do is keep on trying to raise gas prices on you to try to keep up, and they still can't keep up. Why you think they keep on running the fake nuke script? So they can raise the gas prices and try to make this shit look legit. And Trump lining his pockets like a motherfucker with his bitch ass. He's just lining his pockets. Straight dictator. He don't give a fuck. He's an Israeli goddamn puppet, not a Illuminati. He's an Israeli puppet. The United States of America belong to Israel, man. You ain't got no gold to bag up your economy. All your receipts been burnt up. Your money ain't even redeemable in a resource. The money supposed to be redeemable in gold. That's why they started the infernos and started burning up money. They started burning up the receipts. That's why they took the gold out of Fort Knox and took that shit back to Switzerland. That was the money to bag up the U.S. economy. They write IOUs to niggas that they ain't got the money for. How can they pay you and they ain't got no money? You run around throwing up fake dollars on naked assholes. Think you're doing something on your own land, looking stupid. Then they got them little Africans over there trying to perpetrate you over their with their pants sagging, they shade, trying to rap and they do the same shit. They gonna do whatever you do. So when you stand up and keep this motherfucking truth, they gonna stand up behind you. They been waiting on you so long, they done start acting like you over there. They trying to see when the fuck them real niggas over there gonna stand up and handle their business, man. These the motherfuckers that get out, they waiting on us. Ain't no motherfucking economy. That's why they can call it a global economy. Now everybody got their own currency, and your currency is goddamn coming off this goddamn printing press that was just not invented. And then when they invent this shit and create the states and shit, they got 2 signatures on that bitch. That's why, man, shout out to Barbara Dick Gregory, man. Know the treasury, what treasuries these monies come from by the motherfucking the serial number on that bitch and everything. It was a contract, and the money was redeemable in gold. You can take this, you can take these fiat ass dollars, these IOUs, during times of war. You want to collect these, and you go back and get your gold, get your resource, get your gold, get your money. Redeemable in gold. The motherfucking penny ain't much copper no more. You ain't getting no resources. You ain't getting no mineral materials, metals, none of the earthly resources in your funding no more, nigga. They done took the penny up out the bitch. They don't want the penny no more. Know why? Because they stopped making it out of real copper. It ain't no resource no more because it ain't even copper. Y'all don't understand it? That's why the nigga be hollering about me robbing you like they robbed Fort Knox, because they took all the gold out them goddamn vaults over there at Fort Knox and took the gold that supposed to back the American economy up and left that slum ass gold over there. Shout out to Dr. Peter Beetle, the U.S. National U.S. auditor that used to do the auditing for governments. Yeah. They took all that goddamn gold, they placed in there that said this was going to be the gold that going to bag up the economy of the United States of America. They came and took all that shit back and left that slum ass gold in there. Nigga, you run around with these fiat dollars and they don't say nothing but federal note. And the Federal Reserve banking system ain't got shit to do with the United States federal government. Not a goddamn thing. It's the bankers, nigga. Anyway, y'all niggas know what the business is, man. Y'all act like y'all don't understand this shit. The torch between the Baphomet's horn is typically inspired as a torch of dual enlightenment, a divine light. And you dealing with these devils. Representing spiritual illumination. The only illumination I want to see is that illuminated glow around that melanated disc in that sky. That's your porter here and that's your porter back. I don't give a fuck what motherfucking middleman, vessel, whatever you talking about, you got to get back to that Father right there, that melanated disc of life. And that illumination around that motherfucker. And from the center to wherever you at, boom, that's your point. That become your rada. That's your raider. Yeah, supreme mathematics. You trying to get back to the portal. You want to get right back to the divine center. Of the light. Motherfucker. Y'all gotta learn to think, man. The same torch, the liberty, the same one on top of this Baphomet head. This half man, half goat shit. With the DNA strands running around and the 2 snakes. Got him. Holding up the same peace sign that Jesus hold up. Y'all gotta start thinking, man. If comparing to further, I don't even want to get into it. Light bringer, yeah, he Lucifer, the light bringer, the light bearer. Why you think they worship Lucifer in that bitch? Why you think it was so important for John the Baptist to be the one to come back? Elijah come back, John the Baptist. Then they said John the Baptist is the father of masonry. They know it inside the temple. Now they say he just important. Now he was the temple. His heart was the temple. They ain't had no stones. They ain't built shit. They ain't built these structures, but they got a motherfucking character saying he the God, he the father, the Godfather and shit. Cause he's sitting back thinking, like all of them was thinking, how the fuck we gonna conquer these niggas and take their shit? They ain't never been operative. They always have been inoperative. Inoperative, sitting back somewhere in a synagogue thinking on how to keep control, and gain more control, and gain more control. And when you gain so much control, you become a dominant force, and then become more dominant, and then become more dominant, and then they just gonna always fight for world dominance for their continent. Global positioning, whatever the fuck it is. That's what the fight back. Man, y'all tripping. And these motherfuckers living off your resources and feeding your shit back to you. You get all this information, all this information, and know it. The whole, every other race of people, knowingly or unknowingly, these motherfuckers is against you and got their foot on your neck because they is not gonna let you stand up. They gonna keep on playing chess. They got us down on our knees, forehead to forehead, with a chessboard on our back. They playing chess on our back. We ain't even on the chessboard. We ain't no pawn on the board or nothing. They got the board on our back while we down on our hands and motherfucking knees head to head. And we the table. We the table for the chessboard. They playing chess on our back when they ain't worried about us. They ain't worried about us. They done made a table out you. But get what? All you got to do is stand up and they game over. Flip the whole motherfucking table over like Jesus did when he come up in that bitch. Hear me? You flip the whole table while we one stand up. It's over. Once we get enough sense, enough mental capacity to understand the knowledge of history, myths, and what's real and what's fake, and what's been done to us as a people for real. Once we get that in our head, we ain't got no other talk but to stand up. You a real nigga. And when you stand up, you gonna throw they board everywhere. Chess pieces gonna go to flying everywhere. The bowl fucked up. Ain't no more playing, bitch. We don't want to play Monopoly no more. We don't even want to play chess no more. Now we gonna show you what real war is now, bitch. We gonna show you what real war is. People just wake up at the same time because you got my people inside the tanks. You got my people inside inside the military bases. You got my people inside the fighter jets. You got my people everywhere, but they brainwashed though. Got my people inside goddamn judicial forms. You got my people in Congress. We in position to be in power, but we ain't got the mental capacity to take over this bitch and get in the position we supposed to be in. We here begging for position. Need everybody to just wake up one day, just a light. Yeah, illumination hits you and say, God damn, we the divine. And these people on our shit and we tired. Had to go. That's why Malcolm X had to go. Them boys started talking about reparation. Them boys knew something. I just got to telling y'all about X, man. I told y'all why X got a full beard. He disrespect telling them. I done seen myself over this bitch. I know y'all motherfuckers did something. Yeah, y'all done committed genocide right here. This genocide. And we need to march to Washington up here and let these bitches know we want our reparations. To my stand outside the police motherfucking state. I'm finna go stand outside D.C. and look at this goddamn Tekken looking just like this motherfucker I see over here in Egypt. Why this Tekken over here? This a replica? Nah, there ain't no goddamn. What the fuck you doing with this goddamn Tekken in D.C. here? And why you finding goddamn ancient shit up under this motherfucker? Because this our shit. Look at these columns here. This some Paleo Hebrew shit. Who built these structures here? Boy, X had got a notion. X smart as hell. X had figured this shit out, but they had to get rid of them. Boy, I'm trying to tell you what's going on. We just light up one day and said, bitch, we ain't working for y'all hoe no more, bitch. Everybody, I'm prepared. I got me some lights and shit. I got me a generator and shit. Yeah, I got me some sound. Got me a garden. It's time to live off that shit. Time to say, nigga, we ain't not finna work for this shit no more to keep Japan a debt that you just gonna keep rolling over and wallowing in your shit. Nigga, you ain't got no respect and love for us. Yeah, you love America now because you done dominated and enslaved this motherfucker. You really got true hate for this bitch, Trump. You got true hate for this bitch, Trump. And you ain't nothing but an Israeli puppet. Ain't no nigga keep on talking to you. You a bitch. I don't give a fuck. Hey, all this just comedy purposes, man. I just be goddamn feeding my therapy. This is my therapy. My phone, my therapy. I'm just chilling. It's symbolizing forbidden intellect in the pursuit of truth. What? So that was the torture like. That was the torture like. It's forbidden knowledge, the type shit, the common sense shit. Like I be trying to spit on this bitch. Oh, this type shit forbidden, huh? Man, the drum roller, man, the dumb roll, over with, bro. I be telling y'all, man, dumb roll to the drum roll, bro. Whoop the whoop, whoop, whoop. Where's my whoop the whoop, whoop, whoop? The fuck? I had to whoop the whoop to stay on this hoe. They would have been took me up out there, bitch. The forbidden knowledge, the Phoenician princess. Now all of a sudden you got a whole continent called Europe, and it ain't got a where the continent at? Inside of a union that's in Belgium, the EU in Belgium, the same motherfucker that took the Congo from the African. Oh, this the European Union. Y'all just unified to come take and enslave motherfuckers for their resources and give them the proper goddamn Mongolian. I'd be so glad when y'all go to war with the Mongolian again, man. I want y'all North Korea, y'all just spank them to get out of line a little bit. Y'all ain't finna fall. I want to see, man, they go to war for real. Fuck all that. Drop another nuke on Japan. Bitch, you owe them $1 trillion. Fuck, I'm telling you, you ain't gonna pay them shit. We tired of paying them hoes. I'm tired of picking cotton to try to pay a motherfucking goddamn debt that ain't gonna never be repaid. It's a covenant debt. It's a covenant default. You been up on a default. So what you United States gonna do when it's time to pay? Motherfucker change the economy and said, okay, I gained enough of your treasury securities. I got enough, you know what I'm saying, influence on this bitch. I got enough of your military motherfuckers I need to sustain them over here. They gonna be stuck over here. Now they fight for me. And oh yeah, now bitch, it's time for y'all to bow down. Fuck a Jew. I got Solomon Temple over here. Oh, fuck you. You belong to me too, bitch. Now what happened? It's already like that. But what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? We set out. I want to see. Cause the Brits got out of there. Shit, Brits said, man, I'm out of that shit, man. I can't do that shit no more. Shit, I can't got nothing stick my dick in them and have a son look like me. I'm going back over there I'm going to fuck my auntie, man. Maybe they probably be over there for the next 30, 40 years over there trying to reprogram. They gonna be Easter and Valentine over there for a long time. Them bitches over there trying to goddamn make their race stronger again. I'm telling you what's going on. Just gone by way out and sell them goddamn console bonds there. On that shit. Pay that debt. Pay that. They got to pay that debt now. You got to be paid now. For you to goddamn stand up as your own nation, you're not your own nation, motherfuckers. You got to be paid. It's up to $1 trillion over there. You got hundreds of millions over here and another hundreds of millions over here. You in debt, bitch. On your own shit. No. In debt, yeah, get rid of them hoes and then let us goddamn come back like Japan had to come back. Let us come back and rebuild. Cause we gonna come back and rebuild cause this is the divine land. We just need you up off of it. You can keep your reparations. You can keep your funk ass American dollar. You can keep. Just please get the fuck off our shit and respect our land. And we'll rebuild from square one. Godly, bitch. God gonna see about us. Because in the beginning, he was already seeing about us. Y'all took all the natural seeds known to man and we still can't stop providing for ourselves over here. But we provide for you motherfuckers because you draining the shit out of a nigga. Just get the fuck, take your political realm, fuck your White House, fuck everything y'all bitches talking about. Just get the fuck off our shit. And we'll start from square one. because we were blessed with abundance. Raise your line and get the fuck on. The fuck off. We don't know how goddamn to make less than roll and wait. We go through hell, bitch. We can wait. We ain't gonna need shit from you hoes. Just get the fuck off our shit, man. Y'all holding the play with a nigga long enough. That's my mindset. That's why I be like I be there on man cussing and doing that shit I be doing, bro. What you are describing is directly into the major real world financial event that happened right on the eve of the Brexit era. Right on the eve. Right when they got ready because they had to pay. Here is why the British government cashed out redeemed. Cashed out, redeemed. You got to redeem that money. Those consolidated and annuities, consoles, that's what they call them. How the militaries are involved and how it perfectly serves your narrative. My narrative, my ad just will have me. I covered this shit. And bitch, you was playing with me till I told you, bitch, I got the video. Bitch, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Bitch, come on, let's talk about this shit. Why did they cash out? 2015. But it went down 17. I remember now. It's out 2015. The redemption for Century consoles were, what did she say? Perpetual bonds, meaning they had no end date. They could have just kept going. No end date on them hoes. The UK government just piled interest. They had to cash them out and give them up. And give to the motherfucker investment had to give to them so they can separate themselves. Then when I say how the fuck these motherfucking white folks gonna say they leaving the European Union and they are the European Union. I say that shit don't like the European Union. That's when I started distinguishing how they play. I said, so that purebred motherfucker, so he out of there. Going on back over to Canada and shit. They got to go back up in that council and shit and reconstruct their laws, and they got to go over there and do the Valentine and the butt naked baby day and the Easter egg and fuck. They got to go in there and fuck each other to death. Cause they sons and shit, goddamn fucking black women trying to blame black women's sons up in this motherfucker like they princes for real, like they gonna take some throne and get some. Nigga, this ain't goddamn motherfucking Abraham. This ain't Abraham for real. This ain't no Ishmael and Isaac shit for real, bitch. We will become distinct. We are the endangered species, nigga. Don't you see? We are disappearing. Where are the blue-eyed motherfuckers? I don't see them. Where they at? Where are they? Endangered species. Where's that blonde-head, blue-eyed devil? Islam, where they at? These motherfuckers know who they is. Look, Irish settlers, Scottish ass bitches, huh? The royals, huh? Where you at? Been fucking around too long, huh? Now you want to get back over there and goddamn try to preserve what you got of your race and goddamn go and incest yourself to death for the next century. Because you're becoming extinct. Because your gene is recessive. And you fucking with melanin. And melanin is godliness. Because God is that melanated disc inside that sun, that's existence. And you're fucking with the darkness and the light with the one. The sun is God. God is the sun. I'm sorry, my bad. But that's why they got it, though. That's my opinion. They went over there so they can reprocreate. And go over there and fuck the aunties and molest the daughters and whatever the fuck they do over there to keep their race pure. Because they babies is the Europeans right now. They got the Asian persuasion to come in this bitch and claim any nationality they want. All they got to do is change their headdress and go up in that bitch and say, this is my shit. Fuck y'all talking about. However, in 2014, 2015, just a year before the 2016 Brexit, Chancellor George Osborne announced that the UK would officially cash out and pay off the remaining $2.6 billion of this ancient, huh? undated historical debt. What kind of debt y'all think y'all in? Boy, it's gonna be historical. When the goddamn handle the U.S., what the fuck y'all think gonna go down? Y'all regular going to work every day, getting taxes cut out your shit, and pay on a debt that's gonna be rolled over. Gonna kill that debt and create another one that's bigger than that one. What y'all think Japan really gonna do at the end of this shit? Your great grandchildren. What you think? What you think you send your great grandchildren? How you think this shit gonna end? This just one country, Japan. You owe these motherfuckers down there $1.5 trillion in a covenant with them. Then admitted default. You can't repay this shit. They don't got no plans on repaying this shit. But they got the most powerful military. Ran by who? Ran by Israel by way of Japan. And these motherfuckers in the United States of America, this Donald Trump, all that shit bullshit, man. The interest rates was in 20 historic lows. The interest rate getting low. Okay, whatever. The government figured it would be cheaper to borrow new money at modern low rates and to pay these old debts entirely off, wiping out. So how we gonna wipe out? When we gonna wipe our state? The debt's supposed to be to keep creating one every year. Just go sit, don't fuck with them. We can use biblical terms to goddamn get out this shit, you biblical motherfuckers. Don't roll the debt over every year. Wait 7 years. Don't pay that shit for 7 years. Don't pay on that shit. Don't do shit for 7 years. I need the kingdom. Because we can't repay it. And I don't want to work for these hoes forever as a servant. So we need a fresh roll over. You just get the fuck off our land and you go over there and you become a slave over there for them. And then we go to war about our research. Y'all hoes just can't keep on taking our shit. Fuck y'all. Fuck you mean, bitch. Let me laugh so I won't start crying in this hole, man. The fuck? I'm up in this bitch. Right before breaking away from the European Union by this incredibly deliberated, it can't be framed as British cleaning, as ancient. I'm talking about ancient financial obligation, ancient to achieve total, what that shit said, sovereignty before triggering Brexit. We want our sovereignty. We already sovereign. You just got your foot on our neck. Then built prisons out of our castles and all kind of shit, man. The military and railroad connection. You are spot on about the military and infractions connection because consoles were a massive pool of consolidated national debt. They were on some of the biggest turning points in British history. I know it because I already studied that shit. I studied that shit during the Kanika case. I already studied that shit. The military is a massive portion of the console cash out in 2015 was a 3.5 war loan. This was a see that they put you in debt. The British, they own the United States. The United States, when you go to fight, you fight for them. But we inherited debt. How the fuck we inherited debt and we fight for you, bitch? My little cousin went to the military to fight for you, to go kill little babies and drop bombs on little innocent motherfuckers. Niggas ain't got military uniforms. They busting their ass up, just going up in there, just tearing folks shit up for you, and then we inherited debt. Because you got to get your war equipment, the DOJ, Department of Justice, bitch, you got to buy all this shit from Japan. You got to buy these tanks, where you buying them from? You got to buy these aircraft, these missiles, these rockets, these motherfuckers. You got to buy all this shit and who you buying it from. And we're a part of it. We're just little toy soldiers. We're told. Stupid ass bitch. You Jews just as stupid too. Stupid ass bitches. Fuck you Jews, bro. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Y'all got a nigga in a catch 22 and a catch 44 and a catch goddamn 88 round this bitch. Who the catch 88 is? Trump ain't that's his number. Nigga in a catch 88 round this hoe. Nigga in a catch 88 round this hoe fucking with these bitches, bro. This was Debt specifically raised to fund World War One early because of funded the nil pocket war. See, war bonds, railroad bonds. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I was talking about. Hey, man, how you doing? I know you probably gone by now. You're my first baby, first lady there. I'm up in this bitch pop my shit, baby. I'm chilling. I'm in this bitch shit by myself, just chilling. War bond, they cashed out on them hoes. Now what we gonna cash out on? How we gonna get out of our debt when these folks get tired of goddamn? When the debt get up to a gazillion goddamn dollars? Man, we in debt forever. What the fuck? What the fuck these motherfuckers gonna do? What they gonna do to the United States of America if we go to bucket? We need to crash the government, man. You know, we need to crash their ass out. Nigga need rights to just start working, regain our power, learn how to goddamn, man, nigga need to try from that sun, man, and get some solar panels and shit. Yeah, create our own lights and shit. Yeah, we need to really be on that type shit for real. Sustain and feed ourselves from the earth again. Nigga need to be right on that type shit again, because it's that deep. Because nigga real comfortable turning on that light switch. Nigga real comfortable. This shit ain't with time with it for real. These bitches need to get the fuck off our land, bro. These bitches need, and this global economy shit, they need to get the fuck on. The railroad. And again, here was the world wars, the British government consolidated various private stocks, including struggling railroad companies and fractured, and what is it, state liabilities. Time using state annuities and consolidated stocks to manage the debt of nationalized industries, huh? They cashed out and paid their way up out that shit. Now they going over there, fuck they sell to death. That's what the fuck they going over there to do. I'm just showing y'all this shit. Clearing the bloodline of debt. Bloodline? What? It's all about that. So I want to clear my bloodline from the debt. This Hebrew bloodline, this ancient agriculture, this paleo, this old shit, this the real old world out. I'm in the real old world, man. It's the divine land. I want to clear us of this goddamn bitch ass, fake ass debt you got us in. This mythological ass global debt you got us in, bitch. I want this shit cleared up over my head. It bothers my conscience every day. Cause I don't like owing no nigga shit. Clear, that shit said clearing the bloodline of debt. I want to clear my bloodline. Y'all done goddamn, we can't connect with our bloodline. Y'all say it's cultural convulsions. They just think like us way over there. We ain't never been connected. Man, I want to goddamn clear my bloodline of our debt. I don't want to run around owing Japan no $1 trillion. And then next century I'm going to owe them goddamn a gazillion dollars. Because of shit over stock, because the United States just wilding and rolling over in their own shit. Fuck out of here. By cashing out the consoles in 2015, the UK literally paid off the final financial remnants of the British Empire, including World War I, the South Sea bubble collapse, and even the controversial 1835 slavery comprehension loan. What? They took a loan out for the slavery shit down through there. So y'all independent. Don't try to say we weren't a part of NATO no more. One while. Now they try to say he didn't officially withdraw us from NATO. I remember that bitch said we weren't a part of NATO. It marks a clean break for the old world right before entering the chaos of Brexit. What? So how we gonna get out of our shit? Fuck NATO. NATO ain't never all these bitches. These so-called fake Western world motherfuckers. I bet you I go get the list. You don't see none of all these fake ass European countries, all this fake ass shit, all these fake motherfuckers, NATO. And who they fighting against? They the West, and they fighting against China, Japan, and the rest of them off over the East. That is two sides of the world, West and East. I'm trying to show y'all this shit. Khazarian, Ashkenazi. That's the split with the Jews. The double-headed phoenix. Them Russians gonna be over there in the East, fucking around with Chinese niggas. Yeah, they on the same landmass, just like Europe on the same landmass, but they separating themselves. See, in Japan playing both sides of the middle. He defending the West but sending Far East. And them motherfuckers in the Far East know he granddad to pop out. Cause he gonna feed them all the technology they need to fool their citizens and run their scripts. Ain't that right, Russia? Ain't that right, Russia? Then he give you that satellite to much you launch that shit in space for you the first nigga. Then he Russia. Then y'all buy all that shit to much y'all going to space, all that bullshit y'all doing now with all that fake ass NASA shit. Y'all bought all that technology from this job, man. Y'all nigga crazy here. To fake the world out. They act like y'all powerful. They act like y'all know some shit, bitch. I just dropped my signal. I thought I had 1 million satellites around a ball of water in the middle of nowhere. Y'all nigga crazy as fuck. Crazy as fuck. The global realignment consoles were once considered this what is the safest financial instrument in the world. What it is now? These bedrock of the global economy. Cashing them outright as British prepared to leave the EU represents somebody into an era. I know that real. What the new era? Hey man, we want y'all foot off our neck. I'm tired, man. I'm get off for a minute. Show y'all this shit. The King Leopold went down there and killed all them people in the goddamn Congo for some rubber. That where the get your blimp come from. Goddamn the gorge shit. I go with that shit one day. And maintain his military presence to bail himself out to massive loans from the Belgium state. And look at this shit. Do what this nigga had to do now. Look. The debt got to be paid now. You know who the debt fall upon? You, the U.S. citizen. I showed y'all that last night. You, the U.S. citizen. That's who the debt upon. You are U.S. collateral. Slavery is a barrier, but thug came to carry you. Huh? Living for funerals. These niggas dramatical. I'm a biblical radical. Was written is fabrical. Mathematical scavenger. I'm cracking your clavicle. Thugging political. We U.S. collateral. See, slavery is a barrier, but thug came to carry you. Stand on your feet, because these bitches are barrier. Illuminati is elite. Ain't no fearing in them. We be cocking this heat. We getting too near to them. I ball like Mike Jack, doctor. Land in this helicopter. My t-shirt said, fuck the coppers. Buy me 100 choppers. Stand by and watch them robbers. Bet that they put me under. See, I'm the B.I. I better not get caught in the under. I better not get caught in the under, T.I. I know it. But anyway, this debt gonna have to be paid, bro. But it ain't got to be paid. We just keep being slaves forever. Struggling. 1 out of every 200 might make it to be a millionaire, and then he gonna get his ass up and do some dumb shit, sacrifice his mama, all kind of stupid shit. We want this evil shit up off our divine land, bro. They took a divine land from a divine people, and we divine land ain't doing shit.